Well, we're winter varied because we're not as popular into GQ, so we're making our own version. So first thing as a main essential for me is electrolytes and sparkling water. I started drinking electrolytes since around about June time when Eman launched his own drink company, Big Day. Ever since I started running, I've been using this. I've been drinking this mostly as well for runs or when I'm having something to eat or just in general if I need something. So it's a daily thing for me. I always drink it every single time. I sometimes drink it if I'm working as well at the same time, which is not bad. I mean, it's good for your health, honestly. Got enough decent amount of caffeine, good on the electrolytes, does the job. And I also swapped from tap water to sparkling water, obviously San Pellegrino, standard usual water that I always have. I do drink tap water, but it's mainly bottled water for like Fiji, Voss, or Evian usually. But mainly this is like my go-to thing. I mean, like it's easy. It's like a daily thing for me. I sometimes have it in the morning, or I sometimes have Big Day in the morning. I can take this anywhere with me. It's a 500 ml bottle, so it does the job, honestly. Plastic as always, but it does the job anyway. But yeah, my next essential, my iPad. So I usually take notes on my iPad as usually when I'm working, so for example on more YouTube ideas or my agency, or as I do with like Facebook, TikTok accounts, I usually manage on this as well. I mainly use my iPad for mainly YouTube just to watch or to keep in track on how my accounts are doing on TikTok mainly. Don't get me wrong, it does the job, honestly. I think it's the iPad 10th generation. I got in the blue colour obviously, and then I had to buy an extra. Had to pay on Amazon to get a cover, screen protector, and a pen. I'm not spending a lot of money on an actual pen itself, but it does the job, honestly. I keep everything on this, even my notions on this as well. It does the job. I can take it anywhere I want. If I'm going somewhere like 2 hours away or I'm away on holiday, I can just work on this and it does the job for me. Next essential, my PlayStation. Yes, you probably were wondering, what? PlayStation? Yeah, I sometimes play my PlayStation. Sometimes it's not as often, but I sometimes play it. I mainly play Fortnite, but we're just waiting for the new Call of Duty to come out, the Black Ops 6. We're just waiting for that to come out. But I usually play my PlayStation sometimes if I do get the free time with the lads. Obviously, we sometimes play WWE, Fortnite, sometimes play GTA, and we're now just waiting for Call of Duty to come out, and then we'll be beyond that. We sometimes play FIFA as well at the same time, but it's just like an easy thing for me. Like if I have nothing to do, I can be just on PlayStation and playing with the lads, or just play by myself usually if no one's online, for example. But it keeps me entertaining, keeps me a bit more busy, as if I've got nothing else to do, if I'm up to speed with everything. My next essential is my phones. Yes, I've got 3 phones. I'm using one right now for recording, but I've got 3 phones in total. One for trading, one for TikTok and YouTube stuff, and then obviously I have my personal phone. Now for me, having 3 phones, I usually get asked quite a lot, why do you have that much phones? They usually ask me questions like, are you trapping, as what they call it nowadays? No, actually, I just have that many phones. It's mainly because of my personal stuff, as I like to call it my personal work. So like my agency, my TikToks, my YouTube. Then you got my normal personal phone. That's what it is really for me, because I can't keep everything on my one phone. I'm that type of person where I would keep stuff separate on separate devices. So this phone that I'm using right now for recording, that's going to be on my YouTube and for my TikTok accounts. And then for my XR for iPhone, this is all where my trading stuff is. And then obviously the 15 Pro, that's just like my normal personal phone as always. But yeah, I'm that type of person where I keep things separate. So for example, that trading on another phone, and then TikTok and YouTube on another phone. That's how it is for me usually, and I know it's really strange, but it's a daily thing for me. So my next essential is my running shoes and my running vests. Vests, when I say vests, I mean, I know that, oh god, I didn't use it that dirty. My running shoes, I've got about 2 pairs of running shoes and 3 pairs of running vests. I usually, because I'm now into running now, I run pretty much every single day, and these are like my top essentials, because every single day I'm running, I have the vest on, I have my shoes on, I'm out. I usually wear the vest if I'm running like 5 to 10k. Obviously I run it if I'm running farther than that, obviously, but I usually have these like every single time. I always wear them every single time. If it's like, let's say like something really late, let's say 3.5 kilometers I'm running to, for example, I would not wear the vest because there's no need, honestly. I usually use them so that I can keep my pockets cleared and I can just have the phone up here, where if I'm going somewhere farther, like 10k or something like that, I would be having the gels and sometimes my water bottle inside, so then it makes it easier for me as well. So I'm actually holding the water for the entire journey. So yeah. For this essential, my perfumes. Yes, I'm a big fan. I've got quite a lot of perfumes. I've got some sitting in my wardrobe. They're all brand new. I think in total, I think I got about 15, 16. They're all from abroad. But these are like my top 4 perfumes I have. I barely use this one, honestly, because I barely do, because it's just been sitting there. The Next Signature, I mean, it does the job, honestly. My auntie got me this last year for my birthday. It was like a kit with some gel thing included, like a body wash type. I barely use this. I sometimes do use it if I'm going to work or something, but I barely use it. My next one would be my Ted Baker 30 ml. I think it's 30 ml perfume. This is usually in my work bag, where I would usually take it with me. If just before going to work I would use this, or I would use it before I leave the house. I mean, it smells good, does the job, honestly, but I mean, I use this for like every single time whenever I'm going to work or before going to work. It's always in my bag. And obviously another Ted Baker, but that's like if I'm going out somewhere. This is like a daily thing for me. I mainly use this one because it's a really good smell. It's a strong smell as well, honestly, but does the job, honestly. I like the smell mainly because it's a strong smell, but for me, I wear it all the time. Even if I usually sometimes switch between my other Ted Baker with this one before I go into work, or if I'm going somewhere out, I would use this mainly for a daily use. Right, my next essential is my watches. I do have quite a lot of watches, mainly smart watches and normal watches. I am currently wearing one right now, as I think this one is the Seconda watch. I think I do have a couple of Seconda watches that I use personally. They look really nice with the dark blue dial, honestly. But for me, I think the Seconda watch, this one is the main one I use mainly for my daily use, usually if I'm like not working or anything like that. My other watches that I usually have this one, which I got from Caldi, I think it's called. I was on TikTok, and honestly I wear this mostly as well. This is like my second use of watches, which surprisingly, that's like, because I've changed the strap, and I just wear this sometimes if I'm going out or I'm going to an event or somewhere usually. And then my third watch would be my Apple Watches, as I would use my Apple Watch mainly for work, or if I'm going out as well. This is like another watch I would wear most of the time. And my Series 3, where I usually wear my Series 3 at home mainly, or I once worn it when I was out with the lads, but that was only a one time. But this is like a home watch type that I use. mainly, and then my final watch is like my Garmin, I think it's the 455, yeah, my Garmin Forerunner 55. I mainly use this watch for runs mainly. I don't use any other watch other than my Apple Watch Series 7. I use that for 5Ks, but if at any further distance, like 10Ks, 18Ks, or anything like that, I would use my Garmin watch mainly, as it's really accurate, honestly, and it does the job, honestly. It's not the same as an Apple Watch where I can't change music or anything. I have to keep checking my phone, but it's really accurate on the kilometers, how much pace I'm running, and what my heart rate is. And then I've got 3 other watches which I barely wear, honestly. I used to wear this one quite a lot, but then after getting this one, I stopped wearing that, and then after getting this one, I stopped wearing that. So, and after getting the cat, I can't remember where I got that from again. Cadbury, I think it is. Can't remember where I was from. It was on TikTok. Ended up getting that, and I barely stopped wearing any of the watches until I still started wearing the blue one again on the Seconda. I mainly get from Seconda. I know I got 2 blue and then 3 black dials, but it does the job, honestly. It's something like, there's no need to spend so much money on the watch, in my opinion. I mean, for my opinion as to that, you don't need a massive expensive watch just to flex or to show off or anything like that. You're just going to need it for that day, and that's it, honestly. For me, I just love watches. I was a big fan of watches when I was younger. I used to collect them quite a lot, but yeah, ever since then I've started working. I was able to get my own watches, and here we are until today. Other than that, I think that's all the essential things I have, and my main ones technically, my main use of my daily life. On that, see you guys in the next one.